Even when we apply to our zonal headquarters to send us some money so that we can quickly pay for the rental, nobody responds. I don't understand. They say we are in the same ministry, but say the reality on the ground is not so at all. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. I tell you, if you are a minister in this ministry, you have to struggle for yourself. Say the big ones don't even remember us. Who are the us? Who are the us? So, by the time you complain to maybe 2 or 3 people who are able to listen to you, they say, I think I'm going to write a letter. I have to write on behalf of the suffering pastors. Look at the number of pastors we have here. When the number of the disciples in Jerusalem multiplied, there arose what? So every time where there is such an increase, some problems arise. And usually, it is those who are not listening that want to bring down everything. They're not listening to the message. As you're explaining the thing of faith, you say, but this thing is not just faith. Everybody knows that it's not just faith. Can't just be faith. I've been having faith for a long time. It can't just be faith. Let me tell you. There was a time when I just started. I thank God that He helped me to understand the scriptures quickly. There was a time I thought that there should be people who would be ready to help an aspiring young pastor for wanting to reach the sinners of the world and to heal the sick. I thought that these many big ministers and wealthy brethren would immediately respond if they knew that you had a passion for souls. What I didn't realize was that at every stage, God gives men responsibilities. Those pastors had great responsibilities, and they were also reaching out their faith for what they had to do. I thought they had come to a level where they should be looking around and say, okay, now that we are here, where are all the needy pastors? They still had needs. They still had things they had to reach out their faith for. I thought they should know. They should know. But those of us who want to reach the world and are just coming up will require a lot of support. I constructed a letter. Sent it out to some friends. No response. One interesting gentleman decided to help us. He was in Port Harcourt. And for some introduction, and he pledged to give us 5,000 naira. And 5,000 naira was very big. At the time, it was very big. And lo, we traveled to Port Harcourt several times. And you can imagine this is amidst a lot of praying and declaration of the... Look, that check was as if we had even gotten Central Bank already. And we arrived, Port Harcourt, straight to the bank. And they wrote DAR. We went to the man's house to see him. He welcomed us so wonderfully and accommodated us for the night. That's 2 weeks time, because there was a business that didn't turn out right. So if we come back in 2 weeks, we can get the money. We were very happy because we were nicely treated. Very wonderful man. And we went back. 2 weeks later, we arrived. The check bounced again. So we traveled there 3 or 4 times. So that last time, each time we would try and talk to him. And okay, come over. Because we're already in Port Harcourt, so come over. And then explain this story. So this time, this last time, we said, we're going straight. We're going straight to the bank. So we got into the bank, and this time the manager called me. So they said, the manager wants to see you. So I went inside. Now this was not the big manager of the bank, but one of the managers. I think he was in charge of a lot of stuff there. So he asked me to come. So I went inside to his desk. He said, who gave you this check? I told him. He said, did he give it to you by himself? I said, yes. He said, okay, let me explain to you. You can't get this money. I know you have come several times. You can't get this money. I don't think he intends giving you this money. I thought, when last did you see him? 2 weeks ago. Now the banker is telling you this check is not going to go through. He doesn't even think that the man that gave you the check intends giving you the money. Now, you know, all your praying and talking in tongues over this check. So, okay. So we went to see him. And we greeted again and everything. Oh, I told you you'd get the money, but something was delayed. And we said, yes. So I made up my mind that this was the last journey to this place. And in fact, this time we were coming, we had an accident. We almost killed somebody. We almost killed someone on the road. Terrible accident. So maybe that was God's way of saying, where are you going? Because while we were still driving in the town, before heading to Port Harcourt, while we were still driving within the city, this was inside Warri, we had brake failure inside there. Brake went flat. We went to try and fix it. We are going to this place and we are getting this money. The devil will not stop us from getting this money. Until we realized that this money was not coming. That's how we returned. Without the money. But that day, I made up my mind. I'll never again run around like this. No, because it didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. That man was so nice. So nice. He said, so why didn't he give you the money? Maybe something happened. He just didn't get the money. But in my mind, I think it was God's plan. I think it was God's plan to help me stop looking in that way. Because that was the way many ministers that I knew used to do it. That was the way. You went to those that had money. And you told them what you were doing. And if they got interested, they made a pledge. The only one I didn't want to do was, because apart from that one, the next thing you go to America. And I said, no. That one, I will never go to America to beg for money. I can't go there and tell them we are living on trees in Africa. My grandmother lives in this. My dad in the cave. You know. In fact, our church right now is with palm fronds. No, I was not going to tell this kind of stories in America. No, 1,000 times no. I said no. We would send money to America. So when this other way of doing things, going around trying to get someone sympathize with you and give you some chump change for your work, I changed my mind. That didn't work, and I don't think it works. I think it was contrary to what I saw in the Word. You don't have to go around them trying to ask for money until everybody in the church that seems to have a little money starts running away from the pastor. Now, once you spot me and say, they say, that is the chairman of XYZ company, say, okay, praise the Lord. The Lord is asking us to give some money right now. And if he's not giving, say, somebody is still waiting. Don't let God take your money from you. Don't harass anybody with prophecy. Don't terrorize anybody. I found out giving to God is an honor. It's a privilege. And when they give to God, they are the better for it. And if you have something in church that you know you need to do, and the brethren are not contributing enough, don't be pained. Don't think in your mind that they're holding back for a reason. Whatever they give at that time, receive it. Look at Jesus. He said, find out. They said there are 5,000 men. The women and the children are not counted. Please, Master, send them home to go and eat. He said, if we send them home, it's a long distance. They'll faint on the way. Give them something to eat. They said, Master, there are too many. There's not enough food. He said, okay, how much, what do you have? They went around, asked, any loaves? Any bread? Anything? Somebody said, it was a small boy. Okay, what do you have? They thought you'd bring out the basket his grandmother gave him. Brought out a small, it was his lunch. He said, but the master said we should bring whatever. He said, let's just show him. Master, just for you to understand what we mean, the seriousness of this matter. This is all in the congregation. Nobody else has. What did the master do? You think I'm joking? Tell them to bring out what they have. No. He took that and blessed it. So if you are in need of 10 million and the total gathering of money is 500,000, don't say, if we don't get it today, nobody's going home. Think I'm joking in this place. Take the 500. Because it might mean something. It might be indicative of the condition of your brethren. So that you will go back and pray. When your brethren cannot meet the need in the church with the word of faith that you have taught them, you need to go back and review what more you should do to upgrade their lives. So let me tell you something. Sometimes I've come to church to ask them to give a seed for something. Not because we couldn't meet that particular need without talking to them. If I've reviewed their finances over a period of time, and then I know, okay, I'm sharing the word with them. Now, there must be an action that will help them get more money in their lives. And I pray, and God gives me an opportunity for giving. So I come to church with that opportunity for giving. So I may announce something and I want us to give toward that thing. Not because we can't get the money for it. It is in a bid to help them cash in on that opportunity so that they can open up channels of blessings for themselves, haven't been receiving the message of faith which they have been taught. Because not only should you have faith, you should look for the opportunity that God is giving you to sow. An hour of faith like that is very important. And so God gives us that opportunity. That, okay, do this and ask them to give for this. So I come and I make the announcement. And then they give. And you wait. The next few days and weeks and months, testimonies upon testimonies upon testimonies. Their finances have been lifted. There's none. And when you find that you're going through a terrible financial situation for a long time, even though you have been giving, go back and say, Father, what is that thing I should do? What is that thing I should give? What is that amount I should give that can make the difference? What can make the difference? What can make the difference? What can make the difference? And the Spirit of God will drop that thing in your heart. You may not agree. Did you hear me? I said you may not agree. You may not agree. God promised Abraham the whole world. God promised Abraham a seed that would be a blessing to all nations. But for Abraham to get that seed, God had to give him a seed. And that seed was Isaac. Isaac was the precious son. And God came one day for Abraham to qualify for that ultimate seed that will bless the nations of the world. All nations for that matter. God said, Abraham, give me your son, your only son, Isaac. What did Abraham do? Like there's a film titled The Bible where Abraham said, oh no! It's a lie. I've even heard preachers say, some preachers say that Abraham struggled with it. He didn't. That's why he was called the father of faith. He didn't struggle with it. Because, you know, people are trying to read Abraham's response with their own mind. No, read it with the mind of the Bible. He was okay. He got things ready, got his son and his servants, and said, we're going 3 days journey. Finally, he stopped the servants when it was close and said, you stay here. The boy and I will move further. And they went. And he got his boy tied up